This is IIT JAM 2022 mock. This is what we are doing. IIT JAM 2022 mock. And this is going to be question number 1. All right, so the first question is, when the expected future marginal product of capital increases, that is going to be more demand for investment at the same level of income. So our IS curve is going to shift. So our IS curve is this, right? So it's going to shift up and to the right. So the answer to question number 1 is B. The IS curve is going to shift up and to the right because there's going to be an increase in demand for investment. Okay, so the IS curve is going to shift up. Right, now we are going to move on to question number 2. An unanticipated inflation would cause redistribution of wealth from borrowers, lenders to borrowers, borrowers to lenders, gains for both and losses for both. So in this case, what we'll do is, let's look at the formula for the real interest rate. Real interest rate is nominal interest rate minus expected inflation. Expected inflation here is going to rise. So if this increases, and for the same nominal interest rate, the real interest rate is going to fall. So if the real interest rate is falling, so that means the lenders are earning lesser and the borrowers are, lenders are earning less and the borrowers are paying less, right? So who's gaining? The borrowers are gaining because they are paying less. There's redistribution of wealth from lenders to borrowers. So that's the first answer is correct, because this is a gain for borrowers and this is a loss for the lenders. Okay, so that's question number 2 of the MCQ section.
IIT JAM 2021, question number 3. Let x1, x2 up to xn be the realization of a randomly drawn sample of size n with the sample mean of x bar. Let k be a real number other than x bar. S1 is this, S2 is this. Okay, so what can be said about the relationship between S1 and S2? S2 को लेकर चलते हैं, because this is a general case. Basically, k is not equal to x bar, that is S2, and S1 is when this is equal to x bar. Now, we know something by memory. By memory, many of you have actually put it in the chat box. Sum of square of deviation is minimum around the mean. So S1 will be less than S2. आपका जवाब करेक्ट है, but what if आपको नहीं पता है ये, तब आप क्या करेंगे? You will have to prove it, right? तो prove करते हैं. Let's prove it. Many of you have put this in the chat box, but I have told many of you to prove it. कोशिश करिए to prove it. तो prove नहीं कर पा रहे आप लोग. तो S2 के साथ में स्टार्ट करते हैं. It is summation 1 to n xi minus k whole square. ये दिया हुआ है. Let's find out the value of k that will minimize this. तो ds2 dk is equal to, if I differentiate with respect to k, तब क्या आता है? 2 summation 1 to n xi, just give me a moment, xi minus k into minus 1, ये आएगा. ओके, ये आएगा. दिस इज इक्वल टू 0. राइट हैंड साइड में 0 है, तो सब कुछ को कैंसिल आप आराम से कर सकते हैं. ये क्या होगा? समेशन xi is equal to summation k. So summation xi is equal to nk, or in other words 1 by n summation xi is equal to k. That is k is equal to x bar. You can also check the second order condition. ये basically होगा k minus xi. So k minus xi, this will be basically summation 1, which is n, which is positive. So that means that k is equal to x bar will minimize S2. So this expression will be minimum when k is equal to x bar. Okay? So sum of the deviations is minimum around the mean. So if k not equal to x bar, then summation xi minus x bar square will always be less than summation xi minus k whole square. Or in other words, S1 is less than S2. So this is the proof. बहुत simple है proof और कुछ नहीं है. Some of you are saying कि sir, if it is not from an extreme, it's from the middle, then it will be better. Not very convincing. क्योंकि if it is in an extreme, why should it be larger? Because extreme values में तो deviation कम है. Larger values से ज्यादा deviation है. So how can you say that mean will be the least? So that is not very convincing. It's not -1. You need to take this. It is summation. I'm not removing -1. ये equal to 0 किया. That's why I cut this -1. Okay. What is my derivative? Use the derivative -2 summation xi minus k. You differentiate this. This will come out to be 2. ठीक है? This is the derivative. You differentiate this. ये तो because it was equal to 0, hence I was cancelling it out. Inakshi, okay? So the answer is C. अब समझ में आया why it is minimum at x bar. Some of you said it in a blanket statement. बहुत easy proof है. Once you know the proof, you will be much more confident. That is what happens to me. एक बार मुझे प्रूफ पता चल गया तब मैं उसको कभी नहीं भूलता. अगर प्रूफ नहीं पता है तब 100% मैं भूल जाता हूं. 100%. IIT JAM 2021 question number 4. So you have a budget of 4,000 and would like to purchase LPG cylinders from a local seller who charges 50 rupees per cylinder. The seller has a subsidy scheme by which if you return the empty cylinder purchased from him, you will get a refund of rupees 20 per cylinder. So basically my effective price is 50 rupees minus if I return the cylinder, my effective price is 30 rupees. But you need to ensure that 50 rupees can be spent. उतना पैसा है. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है कि मेरे पास में 30 rupees है, I borrow 20 rupees from the market and then I give back the 20 rupees once I return the empty cylinder. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. You cannot borrow money from anyone. दिया हुआ है. Okay. The maximum number of cylinders you can purchase. So 131 into 30. ये करेंगे तब आता है 3930. एक और सिलेंडर मैंने खरीदा, 50 रुपीज स्पेंड किया, 3980. When I return the empty cylinder, I get 20 rupees back, 3960. So 131 plus 1. एक और सिलेंडर मैंने खरीदा तो 3960 मेरे स्पेंड हो गए. Remaining, I have only 40 rupees. With 40 rupees, can I buy the 133rd cylinder? I have already spent 3960. I have 40 rupees left. Can I buy the 133rd cylinder? That is my question. Put it in the chat box. Yes, no. मैं खरीद सकता हूं या नहीं खरीद सकता हूं? I need 50 rupees to spend in order to buy one more cylinder. 40 rupees से मैं कैसे खरीदूंगा? I cannot buy. So 133rd cylinder I cannot buy. I can only buy 132 cylinders. Many of you have marked 133. Not good. आपने क्या किया है? आपने 4000 divided by 30 कर दिया डायरेक्ट. आपने ये नहीं देखा that is it possible that the 133rd cylinder can it be bought? Cannot be bought because I have only 40 rupees in my pocket. I cannot buy the 133rd cylinder. Right? So I don't have any cylinder. That is what we have to start off with in Akshi. I already have a cylinder for giving, then you have more than 4000 rupees. If I need to return a cylinder, then I have 4020. But why will you assume that? Please don't assume this. Okay. So after returning, this is the amount of money that I would have spent by the 132nd cylinder. I cannot buy the 133rd cylinder because I have only 40 rupees in my pocket. So 132 is the answer.
IIT JAM 2021. Question number 5. Which one of the following is not a feature of the Industrial Policy 1991? So abolition of industrial licensing is a feature, privatization is a feature, removal of restrictions on foreign trade is a feature, restrictions on foreign technology agreements was not a feature of the Industrial Policy 1991. Answer is D. IIT JAM 2021. Question number 6. Which one of the following is a possible reason for underestimation of the official poverty ratio in India? Changes in the World Bank's definition of poverty? No, this is definitely not the reason. Existence of identical poverty lines for all the states and union territories? No, it's not. Okay. Existence of identical poverty lines for rural and urban areas? Answer is Bombay. Which one of the following is a possible reason for underestimation of the official poverty ratio? It is a reason for underestimation. So price indices used in the official poverty estimation may not be adequately capturing the actual increase in the cost of living over the years. It's an underestimation because the base year has not changed, and hence we may feel that the person is actually richer than what they actually are. So since the price indices does not have a proper base year, this is a reason for underestimation. So the poverty is actually higher. Like, for example, if I fix, say, $1 a day today as the actual poverty line, will $1 a day be valid 10 years, 15 years, 20 years down the line? 20 years down the line, $1 today would be worth maybe $5, right? So that has to change. If I do not change the poverty line itself, then it is a problem. I'll be underestimating the poverty that actually exists. IIT JAM 2021, question number 7. Which of the following committees is not associated with financial sector reforms in India? Raghuram Rajan committee is associated. The ex-governor Narsimham, yes. Governor again, Urjit Patel, governor. Tarapur committee is not associated with financial sector reforms. Answer is C. IIT JAM 2021 question number 8. Look at this differential equation. Okay. Remember in the differential equation class that I took for each of you, I had actually given you the theory behind a differential equation which was called homogeneous. Okay. So here dy by dx will be equal to minus of 3x square y plus y cube divided by x cube plus 3xy square. Correct? So whenever we have a differential equation of this sort where the numerator is homogeneous of degree 3, denominator is also of degree 3. Okay. So basically dy by dx is homogeneous of degree 0. Because what will happen is if x and y, if I multiply both of them by lambda, lambda cube will cancel out and I'll land up with the same thing. Okay. So whenever I have a homogeneous dy by dx of degree 0, what do I do? If you recall, what I do is I'll take y is equal to vx and I take dy by dx is equal to v plus x dv dx. So what I do here is in the place of y, I'll put vx. Okay. In the place of y, I will put vx and then I will get everything in terms of dv dx. V plus x dv dx is what my dy by dx is, and then I solve it. This kind of a differential equation is called homogeneous and it is exact. Why is it exact? Because I am being able to put y is equal to vx and everything will come in terms of v. Here everything will come in terms of v. X will cancel out from the numerator and the denominator. Okay, it will be an exact homogeneous differential equation. Okay. IIT 2021 question number 9. Which one of the following statement is correct? If an is bounded, then it is convergent. Incorrect. If I have a bounded sequence like this, -1 + 1 -1 + 1 -1 + 1, this is bounded, but it is not convergent. It does not converge to any value. If an is convergent, then it is monotonic. Not necessarily. It can be convergent like this: -1, 1/2, -1/3, 1/4. This is a convergent sequence, but it is not monotonic. It is decreasing, then it is increasing, then decreasing, then increasing, then decreasing. It's not monotonic. If an is convergent and converges to 0, then the series summation an is convergent. Convergent series, convergent sequence, and converges to 0, then the series an is convergent. Classical example: 1, 1/2, 1/3, ... 1/n. This is a convergent sequence, and the value of convergent, limit n tends to infinity, 1/n, is equal to 0. But if I add, summation an is basically adding. This summation is divergent. This is divergent. Actually, this is a very, very common, very famous divergent series. That is the difference between a sequence and series. Sequence is numbers separated by comma. Series is the numbers which were separated by comma. Now, instead of the comma, remove the comma, put plus sign. That is a series. Okay. This is what we have already done when I taught you sequence and series. And I have categorically mentioned that this is a very, very common example. 1, 1/2, 1/3. This is a convergent sequence, but not a convergent series. This is going to infinity, the summation. Okay. D, if a series summation an is convergent, then the sequence is definitely convergent and it converges to 0. Yes. If this is a series which is convergent, then limit an is definitely equal to 0. And therefore, an is also convergent. D is the answer.
Okay, IIT JAM 2021 question number 10. This is the standard norm. Now the standard norm for any vector is as follows. So if supposing we have a vector, say 1 1 1, the standard norm will be root over 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square. Okay, that's the standard norm. Inner product of any vector is as follows. Inner product of any vector is basically, so if this is supposing uv, this is basically equal to the norm into cos theta. Okay, so the inner product of uv here will be basically 2 into 2 into cos theta. Cos of pi by 3 is half, so it would be 2. Okay, this is not the answer. You'll see that the answer is D. The summation of the two will be basically 2 into 2 multiplied by sine of pi by 3. Okay, sine pi by 3 is basically root 3 by 2. So this gives me 2 root 3. Answer is D. Okay.